Hey bees, I'm Marie from Humblebee and Me, and today I am sharing a formulation that is sort of my own riff or take on a very popular product that many of you have asked for. So this is my Sunbun body cream, which was inspired by the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Bum Bum cream. So my formulation really does not set out to be a straight dupe of that product. It uses a lot of ingredients that I can't get. So I decided to kind of zoom out and think like, all right, what's the overall thesis of the product, and how can we do that at home? Broadly speaking, the product is a relatively rich, scoopable, but still quite lightweight and non-greasy feeling body lotion, and it stars, or at least, talks a lot about in the marketing, some really lovely ingredients from Latin America. If you look at the ingredient list for the original product, the fragrance comes before most of those ingredients that they are, really talking up. So I did shift that around a little bit. The star ingredients in my oil phase are three of my favorite ingredients from Latin America: cupuacu butter, coconut oil, and açaí berry oil. I know the original also includes some carrot seed oil and some Brazil nut oil, so if you have those, I think there's definitely some room to sort of play around with the percentages and include it. But with the carrot seed oil, make sure you give it a sniff first, because the carrot seed oil I have had in the past has tended to be really strongly scented, and I don't think that would work really well here. So if you're going to use that, I would keep that usage rate really, really low. One of the ingredients that the original product makes a big deal about including is guarana extract, which is really rich in caffeine. Now, I don't have that, so I just used pure caffeine instead. If you do have the extract, you can definitely sort of make a bit of a swap there. Just take a look at what the recommended usage rate for the extract you have is. Chances are you want to use more of it than I've used of the caffeine, because the pure caffeine powder is really concentrated. Now, I don't think we can talk too much about any kind of a bum bum cream without talking about what makes it smell amazing. And so what makes this cream smell amazing and smell honestly just like the original is this scent fragrance oil dupe from Scentsational Soaping Supply. So I ordered this out of the United States and I paid for it myself, and it was not cheap. This bottle itself is only about $14 US, but when you factor in international shipping, yeah, ouch. I think I got this, and then I got one other bottle and then a smaller bottle, because that's kind of about as much as I could fit in the package before the price went up. Yeah, I paid about 80 Canadian dollars to get this. So yeah, I'm not gonna say that it's inexpensive or anything. And international viewers, I feel your pain. If you are American, this is a fairly easy thing to get your hands on. If you're not American, you may decide that you're okay with your product not smelling exactly like the original. Because yeah, I recognize that's a substantial chunk of money to make something smell pretty. That said, a standard tub of this cream usually costs about 60 Canadian dollars, so you don't have to make very many tubs of the cream with the fragrance oil before you kind of get your money out of the fragrance oil. That's a choice only you can make though, based on how much you love the smell. If you don't love the smell, or if you love the idea of a energizing, rich, gorgeous cream that smells like something else, well cool, you can do that too. As always, for more information about this formulation and links to the fragrance, links to all the other ingredients I used, all kinds of things, please make sure you are reading the full partner blog post, which is linked in the description box below this video, or just go to humblebeeandme.com and search for the name of this formulation. There you'll find all kinds of extra information on substitutions, scaling, shelf life, links to places to buy all the ingredients, just tons of great info. But yeah, let's get started. We'll begin by combining the ingredients for our heated water phase in a small beaker. So in this beaker, I already have 46 grams of distilled water. To that, I'm going to add 10 grams vegetable glycerin, 20 grams of a 1% low molecular weight hyaluronic acid solution. And to learn more about this, make sure you're looking it up in the Humblebee and Me encyclopedia at humblebeeandme.com, and 0.3 grams pure caffeine powder. Up next, we'll combine the ingredients for the heated oil phase in a second beaker, and you want to make sure that whatever this is, you can fit your mixing implement into it. So you'll need 2.6 grams Glyceryl stearate and PEG 100 stearate. This is our emulsifier, and it has to be this exact emulsifier. Learn more with the blog post linked below. 6 grams cupuacu butter, 5 grams virgin coconut oil, 5 grams açaí berry oil, 2 grams cetyl alcohol, and 0.2 grams xanthan gum. Before we heat everything through, I'm going to weigh the water phase and note that weight, making sure to note that it also includes the spatula And this will allow us to easily replace any water lost to evaporation during heating. To melt everything through, we're going to use a water bath. This is a wide flat bottom sauté pan that has about an inch or 3 centimeters of water in the bottom of it, and I'm going to go put this on the stovetop over medium heat to melt everything through and bring everything to the same temperature. Keep in mind that the xanthan gum in the oil phase won't melt, so you will see that still kind of kicking around in the bottom of the beaker, but everything else will be nice and liquid. Once everything has heated through and melted, you can remove your water bath from the heat, and then remove your measuring cups or your beakers from your water bath. Up next, I'll just give that a bit of a dry, pop that back on our scale, and then referring to that number we wrote down earlier, top off the water phase with a bit of extra preheated distilled water. So up next, we'll grab our immersion blender and blend to combine. So that was about 3 minutes of blending. You can see that this is still quite thin. It's definitely still quite warm as well. So I'm going to leave this to cool for about 5 minutes before coming back and checking on it. All right, it has been 5 minutes. This is getting a bit thicker. Excellent. Definitely still a bit warm. We'll give this another blending. All right, this is looking lovely. That was about another minute or so of blending. I think that is enough blending. It's still a wee bit warm, so I'm just gonna set this aside to continue to cool while we weigh out our cool down phase. So here's our cool down phase. It's pretty simple. It's just 4 ingredients. So the big thing for this formulation really is this fragrance oil. This is the duplicate fragrance oil that smells just like, the product from Sephora. So I ordered this from the Sensational Soap Supply out of the United States, and it really does smell just like the product, the original. So this is really lovely. If you don't have it, you don't have to use it, of course, but really the big thing about this lotion is that it smells like this lotion, and this is what makes it do that. So I've already weighed 0.2 grams of this fragrance oil out into this little dish. So up next, our preservative. We'll need 0.4 grams liquid Germall Plus, 0.3 grams of a mica. So this one is called Nearly Nude from Humblebee. It was a gift. Kind of really anything that seems Brazilian bum-bum-ish to you. I know the original is sort of a caramelly color, so that's why I've chosen this sort of brown color, or if you don't want to use it, just use more distilled water. And then 2 grams of dimethicone 350, and if you need substitutions for this, make sure you're looking it up in the Humblebee and Me encyclopedia and reading the partner blog post linked in the description box below. Once the lotion has cooled down so it is no longer warm to the touch, we can combine the 2 phases. So I'm going to begin by pouring some of the emulsion into our cool down phase, and then we'll whisk to combine. And then once that is nice and smooth, we will transfer the little dish containing the cool down phase into the parent batch and stir that to combine as well. And with that done, all that's left is packaging. So for packaging, I'm going to use this 100 milliliter white screw top plastic jar from Humblebee. This was a gift, so it's pretty easy. You just pour her in. Now you might be thinking that this looks a little bit thin for a jar, but it really does thicken up. So here's a version of it that is about a week old. It doesn't take a week to get this thick, but yeah, you can see that it does definitely gain some viscosity, as the days go by, and you get much closer, to that richer cream consistency of the original Brazilian bum cream. Whereas, yeah, this is still obviously pretty loose, but yeah, that'll thicken up over time. If you're looking for information on how to make it even more viscous, check out the blog post. I will include some suggestions there. And there we go. So we just made a really decadent, ultra fragrant, delicious sun bum cream. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and please make sure you're reading the full partner blog post linked in the description box below for a lot more information. Down there you'll find information on substitutions, scaling, shelf life, more information on why I made the formulation decisions that I did, links to places to buy the fragrance oil that really makes this smell like the real thing. And yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.